Good morning. It's Plumber J. So I'm here today finishing out a kitchen. I'm going to try to get some footage of install or putting it piece by piece together if the homeowner is present or not. But we're going to be putting in one of my favorite faucets. I don't care what anyone says. The Moen Arbor kitchen faucet. You go online, you can get them in standard or electronic. This one's going to be electronic. It uses 6 AA, but it does have a middleman switch, which I'll take a video of later. Me putting that in. So I'm going to install it, and I got my outlet already ran and mounted over there. That was yesterday, and got my main hole, and then this one will be for the disposal push button switch. But yeah, I'm gonna get started piece by piece, and then yeah, I'll show you how it goes. So this is gonna be an electronic Arbor kitchen faucet, but there are 2 washers that come with any faucet, high arc. It's a single hole washer, and then this was a 3-hole universal escutcheon plate that will cover 3 holes. So if you have a stainless steel sink, you can put this in, and this covers the countertop as this goes in, just like on there. But I usually tell people to save it in case they ever decide to go back or to move the faucet somewhere. But for her, she's not gonna ever have a stainless steel 3-hole sink, so she could probably check that, maybe sell it on eBay. But just wanted to let you know, so I will not be using anything with this. That's 1-hole piece washer. I'm going to be using this. Quick little tip. So this is in nice and loose. If you keep the spout like this, it tends to tip. So I always put the spout like that. Keeps a good balance between the handle and the spout, so that it doesn't go back and forth, tipping forward or back. And then this spins 360, so you don't have to worry about that being straight. You just want to make this straight, which is pretty much like right there. And I'm going to make sure, I'm going to take a look over there and make sure it's all straight, but always have it like this. See how it bounces well? So when you're mounting underneath, it doesn't start to top forward. Alright, so in your mounting kit, you're going to have a washer that goes underneath there. The older models used to have a square rectangular washer that would be for stainless steel sinks for the movement, but they don't really sell that anymore. Your nut, and then this piece will screw underneath. This is the mounting bracket for this, for your touch faucet or your motion wave faucet. We'll get into that afterwards. I'll show you some video footage on that. But I always like to put a little bit of grease on there, and then that's your nut wrench. It comes with every faucet. I always like to use like a skinny screwdriver that will go right in there at the end to give that extra torque on it. That's how I get them so tight. So yeah, just like that. That's the mounting underneath, just like that. Now, always make sure your cord, I know I have it, it's kind of tight, just make sure it's always freed up, not too tight. That's why Moen puts this little extra guard right here. So in standard faucets, you will have a black guard underneath the underneath the shank for the mounting. But to protect the hose from stripping out or wearing out, here you have a hose protector right here, and you also have a clip for that. I'll show you how that goes in. So here's your box. You have these 2 quick connect fittings. These are your supplies. They're pre-tight or pre-connected, so you don't have to touch them at all. That's your power supply. That's your auxiliary, which is for a hardwire connector. And sorry, that's the connector that comes from the faucet, my fault. The hardwire connector goes in between your battery and here. So this goes to your faucet, the wire that we saw in there. And one thing I like about Moen is you have a push release right there, so that it's not like a Kohler, which is like a wing nut to hold it in place, or Delta that has the spring coiled connector. So yeah, that's one thing I like about Moen a lot, is that it's nice and easy to put things in and out and repair. So let me get this connected and I'll show you. This just clips right into that gray clip. Just like that, that goes in there. And then your power supply goes right in there, coming from the box to the spout. This power supply will be coming from your electronic box right here, which I'll show you in a second. So I got the hose attached for here. I like to use a little bit of silicone kosher grease. And you don't need Teflon or pipe dope or anything like that. You don't want to clog up the screen, but a little bit of plumber's grease on the threads. So when you have to replace this head or this hose, you can get it up nice and easy. Most manufacturers want you to break them both. So you replace them both and you buy them both and give them money for both. So we don't want that. On the end of it comes this guard. Keep this on because feeding it up in there will make it a whole lot easier. And then you pull this off before you put it in the connector underneath. And I do like to use a little bit of grease on that gasket as well. Every gasket I like to put it to connect has a little bit of grease. I know this also seems real simple, but you got your negative and you get your positive, and they go opposite of all each other, okay? There's been a lot of times there's like on customers that have installed these and they have a battery backwards. So look on there, you got your negative and your positive, and you'll be good with power supply. Any one of these batteries are backwards, it will not work. So I've gotten a lot of calls out from customers about that. So keep that in mind. If you can't see the fine dummy print on the back, it actually Moen gives you the layout over here as well. To mount the box to the wall or the cabinet, you can put it anywhere. You can leave it on the ground. You can leave it anywhere you want. You got two double-sided tape, and you got a screw. So I usually do the double-sided tape, and then the screw can come later if the tape ever wears out. And then power supply goes right into P, right there. I'm going to leave the box on the floor for now until the homeowner comes back, and I'm going to go over with them where they would like the faucet box and power. I'm not sure. Once I have the disposal in there, I'll know where that, how much room they got. And then if they put a trash can there or a trash can there, I'll know where they want the box. So right now I'll just leave it for there, because getting off that double-sided sticky tape is a pain. Then you got those rubber grommets on every one of these supply lines. Hot goes to hot, cold goes to cold. If you're not sure, usually hot is on the left-hand side and cold is on the right. Inside there are these little flow constrictors. Do not take them out unless you absolutely have to. All right, so too much flow can interrupt that sensor. That's what Moen says in the directions. So unless I have a clogged up piece and they need water for the weekend or the week or until we get another screen, I leave those things in. I only take them out if I have to. Just like that. And now I can hook up my pull-out spray up there, because I do that last because now I know where I can put it where it'll be free. If you put it in, sometimes I see a lot of guys put one of the supply lines across it and it locks it up and they won't be able to pull it out and it gets all tangled later on. So pull-out spray for last. I remove that little plastic guide piece. It comes with every faucet, so I barely keep them in the truck. Sometimes, even if you buy a new hose, it'll come with it. It should. So you should take one of these and throw it in the truck or down your basement. That's the gasket. And I always put a little bit of just silicone grease on it. So if I have to remove it for any reason, I don't strip anything out. Now here's a personal tip. See that yellow piece of tape that comes from the factory, that's the recommended spot for this weight. So when you pull it up and down, it retracts and goes back and forth nice and easy. If you pull it up to where it wants to be, that's how much hose you're going to get. All right, and see how much more slack you have over there? So I like to put my weight like over there, like 3 inches lower, which will be fine, and it'll give you some more hose. All right, more hose pull out over there so that you can fill a pot up over here, or a pot there, or a pot behind. Opening up this weight, remove this piece of plastic, okay? That just comes from the factory, you don't need it. And then that just snaps in like this, and that clip locks in place right there. To undo it, just flat screwdriver, or you can just use your fingers to pry it out. Every company is different. Some are really big, some are really small, some are heavier than others. Delta used to make, I like Deltas, they have like a donut loop on there, like a donut, so it slides nice and easy, where Moen doesn't, but oh well. So that's where I put it, right there. So now this is nice and easy going back. And now I should put a pot here, a pot back there, a pot over here. Because before, they would want it like right there. So you always make sure you're nice and free. Just like that. So I have everything all connected. We don't need that yet. I have everything all connected. Hose, everything's all freed up. And this one only has a wave sense. So you get your temperature where you want it, and you put your hand right there. And to shut it off, let go. So on, and then off. And then if you want to use it manually, cold, always in front, hot to the rear. Yep, nice and hot. Now, that won't shut it off unless you have this off. So either it's on manually or it's on automatically. And then the cool thing I like about Moen is that if you have a spray, okay, you got a thing full of dishes, you shut it off, you turn it back on, it resets inside the sprayer. And that's cool because if you wanted to hold it for a pot or something like that, or go over there, you can, and let go, and that's it. So that's it. So that's your Moen Arbor kitchen faucet overview install. All right, always clean that up. Straight for the customer. And that's it pretty much. Any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. I'm Johnny. Call me Plumber J. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe, like, share with your friends. The only technical thing that you have to realize is that the connector that goes from the faucet to that box I was showing you, that one right there, needs to be pushed in 3 clicks and then a twist. Whereas this is 1 click. I don't know. Nice and free. Thanks for watching, guys. Plumber J, giving you great content, one-handed. Have a great day. Thanks.